For some reason, 13% of black people happen to be 100% of the problem. I want to give a shout out to this young brother, man. This young brother who is spitting knowledge.
In 2016, white people committed 70% of the convicted crime, and black people only committed 27%.
Spitting facts, spitting statistics about the 13% of black people that always seem to do all the negative shit in America.
So this narrative on 13% of the population, 50% of the crime is wrong. You know who actually commits 50% of the crime? White people.
13% of black people do all the crimes. They're all on welfare, right? They do everything. We do everything. We fuck up our neighborhoods. All 13% of black people are going around raping everybody, robbing everybody, all the negative. The same people who built the country, made the country what it is, from fashion to music to inventions, hundreds of inventions that white folks have literally stolen. That's real talk. African American women being the most educated in America. I mean, all of these wonderful accomplishments, but this young brother here, I want to give you credit for you breaking down the stats and the honesty. And the fact that you're of Caucasian persuasion and you're young, what are you, like 12? I want to give a shout out to your parents. Give a shout out to your parents. Those are good people who are educating you the proper way. That's what I'm talking about. You see, you all want to say I'm a race baiter. That's for all these deflecting ass white people that don't want to hold themselves accountable. Motherfuckers, you know? I be cursing a lot, I know. There are plenty of white kids and men and women that are getting knowledgeable and are raised properly. I hope that we see more of this. This kid is such a great example of the youth, that's how the youth should be, because most of the times when I see a white kid, I'm like, oh shit, I wonder what the parents are teaching them. Every time I see a little white baby, I stare at it and I go, what are they telling you? Are these white parents gonna fucking teach you racism? Because racism starts at 3 years old, by the way. But this kid, hey man, I'm not gonna say you're invited to the barbecue. I'm tired of that barbecue shit, all right? None of that shit. Let's just say you're invited to humanity. Way to be, man. You'll be a bad motherfucker. Shout out to Jane Elliott's, to the Tim Wises, to Jolly Ginger, Dixie White, all of those, Eric Stone, all of these guys that are allies, these men and women that really are really trying to fight the fight, and I appreciate that. See, there are good white folks out there, and I talk about white folks and I praise them. But the ones that fuck up, I'm gonna keep continuing. All right, I can't wait to hear your comments.
If you seriously believe the 13% of the population and 50% of the crime, you need to get fact-checked, and I'm about to do it to you. In 2016, white people committed 70% of the convicted crime, and black people only committed 27%. Then in 2017, white people committed 68% of the reported crime, and black people only committed 26% of it. And in 2024, white people committed 53% of the reported crime, while black people only committed 25%. So this narrative on 13% of the population, 50% of the crime is wrong. You know who actually commits 50% of the crime? White people. But guess what stat black people are 13% of the population and 50% in? Exonerations. You know, when they're wrongly convicted. All you're doing by spreading this fake fact is allowing more people to profile and be racist towards black people. You know what's the highest percentage of people who are victims of white people? Black people. And if you look at all the shootings, guess who are the shooters? White dudes. So let's all think long and hard on who actually commits 50% of the crime.
So today was day 2 of my son at high school for the first time at a public school. He is one of the few white kids at the school. Most of the kids are black, and that's totally fine, and we love it. And so one of the things today that happened was on the way home from an appointment, I asked him, like, what is it like being like one of the only white kids, and like in some of the classes where you're like literally the only one, like what does that feel like? I was like, does it like bother you at all? And he was confused as to why I was asking. He was like, should I feel weird? And I said, there's no should or shouldn't. It's just is what it is. You feel how you feel about it. But being the only anything in any situation can be hard. You know, there can be things that you have to adapt to, and that can be hard, and that's fine. I was just wondering what your experience had been like. So, and he was like, fine, I feel fine, like everything's great, I love school. And he has friends that he's eaten lunch with, and he's got kids that he's texting, and like already day 2, like no one's ever been as accepting as he has seemed to be at the school he's at now. Like, we've been in other groups of things, and he gets made fun of and called fat, and it's not cool. And that hasn't happened. The exact opposite has happened. And yeah, I'm so happy. I want to add on to the end here that I am fully aware that this is not the experience that black kids have when they go into white spaces in schools. Like, I understand that, like, what my son is experiencing is not what his black peers would experience if the situation was reversed, and it makes me really sad. And we did have a conversation about that, and I hate it.
Many people say this woman deserves an award for helping remove racist thinking from the minds of these kids so they don't grow up with hate. Others who support racism argue she should be arrested and claim the children are too young to learn about it. Watch the video and share your thoughts.
One is brown and one is white, right? So now let's look at the inside. Okay? All right. Now let's crack this one. Let's see what this one looks like on the inside. Well, look at that. If I spin it around, can you tell which egg is which? No. They don't. They both look the same on the inside, don't they? So this is just like people. People look different on the outside, right? But on the inside, we're all the same. That's what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was trying to tell us. And that's why we should all be treated the same, because we are the same. We're all people.
What she's saying is the absolute truth. Racism is taught. Years ago, many kids were never taught unity. Instead, some parents and surroundings taught children to see others as different or less just because of their skin color. Those kids grew up carrying hate that was planted in them early. That's the lesson. On the outside, we may look different, but inside, we are all the same. Same blood, same feelings, same value. Skin color does not make anyone inferior. Racism must be abolished, and it starts by teaching children early that we are all the same, so they grow up without hate. Many people say this woman deserves an award for helping remove racist thinking from the minds of these kids, so they don't grow up with hate. Others who support racism argue she should be arrested and claim the children are too young to learn about it. Watch the video and share your thoughts.
One is brown and one is white, right? So now let's look at the inside. Okay? All right. Now let's crack this one. Let's see what this one looks like on the inside. Well, look at that. If I spin it around, can you tell which egg is which? No. They don't. They both look the same on the inside, don't they? So this is just like people. People look different on the outside, right? But on the inside, we're all the same. That's what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was trying to tell us. And that's why we should all be treated the same, because we are the same. We're all people.
What she's saying is the absolute truth. Racism is taught. Years ago, many kids were never taught unity. Instead, some parents and surroundings taught children to see others as different or less just because of their skin color. Those kids grew up carrying hate that was planted in them early. That's the lesson. On the outside, we may look different, but inside, we are all the same. Same blood, same feelings, same value. Skin color does not make anyone inferior. Racism must be abolished, and it starts by teaching children early that we are all the same, so they grow up without hate.
Found their parents or whatever they found their ancestors left behind. That is what they followed. They didn't want to ask questions. They just chipped into the system, and they lived according to what the system suggested. Now, there is a little difference here. We are having an upcoming generation, or a certain existing generation, that is beginning to question a lot. It's beginning to question a lot. You know, they're questioning everything. When they look at something, they feel like this thing isn't looking right, or it's not sitting right. They are questioning it. They want to know more about it. They want to know how or why did this happen this way. We are having kids, and most especially the American kids, the white kids, that are questioning their parents. They are questioning people so much on why is it that black people are getting treated this way. Yet when we look into the whole matter, or when we have now to go sit down and start now looking at the real things, we find out that the way or what they're being accused about is not really what they're doing, or it's not really who they are, you know. And this one simply tells you that there is something that is happening, and even the young children are asking themselves, regardless of whether they are black or white, they're asking themselves, we're looking at this matter, we don't feel like it's sitting right, like it is, you know, looking right in our faces. But my question is, why is that our parents would keep on making it look like the way it's not? You know, that is the question that is always, that is out here, the question that young generation is asking themselves. It is like rejecting, you know, the you know, like rejecting that idea that their parents have been selling to them about the black people, the idea that their parents have been trying to, you know, bring upon to them about the black people. And they're like, yes, we are young.
Hi, I'm Kylie, and white people have a parenting problem. It's time we talk about it. There are 3 primary things I want to point out in this video. Number 1 is the fact that white parents do not discipline their children for racism. Racist comments start at a very young age for most white people because they simply repeat things that they overhear in their environment. White children might come home and be talking about things that are inappropriate, like skin tones or calling someone brown or black in a derogatory way, which is a learning experience for these kids, and that is when the white parents should sit down and educate them on what racism is and how it is wrong to be mean to someone because they have different color skin. Because kids do notice these things. They don't assign meaning, but that is the point, to educate them. Number 2, childhood cruelty and taunting and bullying is very, very common. And again, white parents do not use this as an opportunity to discipline their children. They simply allow the bullying until eventually it turns on the parents. I don't know if you've seen, but a lot of white parents get yelled at by their children. That is a very, very normal thing in white households. And finally, not disciplining your child and making sure that they are healthy and cared for all around is what causes a lot of mass violence. Because again, most of the people who have access to weapons and are going into places and are white do better.
I know I don't understand your experience.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I have never had to live it.
Come on now.
I can sympathize, and I can recognize when things are wrong.
That's right.
For instance, if a black man or woman should never be afraid for their life, for getting pulled over for speeding.
Come on now. Come on.
But I have never lived in that fear.
Come on now. Come on.
No black man or woman should ever be reluctant to walk outside for fear of racial profiling.
Come on, sister. Tell it.
But I have never been racially profiled.
That's right. Come on now.
No black man or woman should ever expect to go to jail in their lifetime because of the color of their skin.
Come on now.
But I have never lived in that expectancy.
That's good.
And this is why I don't believe in the phrase, I don't see color.
That's right.
One, to say you don't see color is a lie. We're different. We can all see that. But 2, and way more importantly, to deny the differences in our skin is to deny the differences in our privilege.
Come on. Yeah.
I'm going to say that again because I think it's worth repeating. To deny the differences in our skin is to deny the differences in our privilege.
Yeah.
And that leads me to my next point. To deny the differences in our color is to promote ignorance. Ignorance is the reason that systemic racism and oppression is allowed to exist in this country.
That's good.
So why am I here? Why am I up here speaking?
Come on now. Tell them, sister.
I'm going to talk on about 3 things. One of those is change, the other is ignorance, and one is discomfort. I'll get there.
Go ahead. Take your time.
Broadly speaking, why am I here? Because I want change. But let me speak on that for a second. Because I think a lot of people want change. I think a lot of people say they want change, but let me clarify. I think a lot of white people think they want change.
Come on.
But here's the thing about that. In order for there to be a true and genuine change, for you, for the black community, for people of color, there has to be an equal and requited amount of change for white privilege.
Yes, right.
And that is something that white people don't want to think about. They don't want to admit that. White people don't want to acknowledge the head start we have in life just for being born this color. You know what? That is willful ignorance.
Put it on front line.
Willful ignorance is what allows oppression to continue in this country.
Together we stand. That's it.
So I'm going to talk on ignorance for a second. I think one of the biggest things that allows ignorance to continue is our education system.
There it is, baby.
Yes, our education system.
Yes, ma'am.
And what I mean by that is our education is a white man's education.
It is.
It is a white man's history.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell it.
Why does that matter? Again, like I said, I can recognize when something is wrong. And that is wrong. Why? Because when you tell that history, the history that excludes black history and black culture and the black experience, you allow white people to think that nothing is wrong. And when that happens, you allow white people to think, well, it was bad back then, but it's not bad now. Hell no.
That's right.
It's bad now. In fact, some might say it's worse because this is systemic oppression.
That's right.
This is institutional oppression. This is oppression that is not overt, but it is just as powerful, and we are able to hide it.
God Almighty.
And I have more to say. If you want to hear all of it, please come out Saturday.
We'll be there.
Thank you. We appreciate it. But just know the reason I'm here is because I stand by you. I support you. I love each and every one of you out here. We are brothers and sisters to the day we die. And this is not my time to have my voice heard, but I will use my voice for you. I promise.
Thank you.
I don't know what mixed baby needs to hear this, but it's okay if you drop your white mom. It is. There are so many white mothers who sit there and they have mixed babies and then they literally destroy us. My mom, ever since I was little, has been calling black women disgusting and loud and dirty and arrogant and ghetto, and for some reason she fails to realize that I am the same woman that she is talking about. She fails to realize that there's no difference between us. The only difference is the slightly lighter complexion. That's it. Y'all sit here as white women and you have black and brown and Asian children, and then you literally talk about us like we can't hear you. You talk about how we're disgusting and how we leech off the government and how we're not even from America and how we don't even need to have protests for things because everyone's created equal in the first place, but then you date white supremacists and bring them into our own fucking houses. And you expect us to be comfortable. I don't get how y'all can pretend that your kids don't hear you and then be absolutely baffled when they finally do. And they finally don't want to be around you.
Hey, black moms, I got you for a minute. Sit this one out. Hey, yo, white moms, stop having biracial kids. You as funny as fuck to run your mouth all over this app talking about that. Knee slapper, can we talk about how my granddaddy disowned my mom after she had the first of us? Can we talk about how my own mother called me racist? Towards white people? Because of Breonna Taylor? At least the black mother would have known how to do my hair properly and given a shit. I am definitely not the prize to the skin fetish you had with my father. You know, at least the black mother would not have invalidated any experiences I had in school with being bullied for my skin color or for looking the way I look. I feel like my black mama would have come up and beat a fourth grader's ass when they called me the N-word. Stop worrying about black moms. They're not failing with the biracial kids as much as you are, okay?
So I grew up with my mom who did not care. Like, she'll let me run around, like, looking musty, dirty, did not help me with my hair, did not do none of that, did not discipline me, nothing like that. She let my white side of the family put relaxers in my hair, straighten my hair whenever they wanted to make it look better. Told me that I could not go to the high school that I worked so hard to get into because the black girls there would be jealous of me and want to fight me all the time. She'll say things like, oh, it's so ghetto there now because of those people. Oh, those black people make that restaurant so ghetto. Like, seriously? She also makes very passive-aggressive, like, racist stereotype comments about black people. And honestly, it just, like, it hurts my heart because it's like, how could you have raised 8 black children and then have a biracial child and you proceed to still have these notions on black people and you proceed to talk like this and act like this? It's crazy to me. And 9 times out of 10, it's always those white moms who are like, oh, I'm not racist. It's not me. I'm not one of those white people. I have black children that are the racist ones. Us biracial kids with the white moms are the most problematic.
No, but can we talk about how, as biracial folks, that's me, with white moms, can be the most problematic, because a lot of times our white mothers will expect us to take on identities that reflect their own, because the sacrifice of motherhood is so severe that they kind of want their biracial, black presenting children to reflect their white experience. And I think a lot of folks like me, frankly, are just unwilling to challenge their mothers and say, like, I love you, but you are wrong. I love you, but my experience is different. And I love you, but I refuse to carry beliefs that are going to be violent towards other members of the black community because I love my blackness too much to hold those beliefs, right? And that will cause like a rift with some family members. It has for me, but I would never take it back because I don't want to be one of those people who holds us back.
So I also have a white mom, and whether or not you other half-breeds want to digest it and understand it and take accountability for it is the fact that having a white mom is different than having a black mom, socially and psychologically. When people say that mixed kids with black moms are different than mixed kids with white moms, they're talking about the fact that mixed kids with black moms typically tend to not grow up to be coons and colorists. And where do coon and colorist ideologies derive from? These ideologies didn't just come from nowhere. Who's teaching these kids these things? I'm so tired of saying it, but there are more racist white moms than y'all want to believe.
Welcome back to the channel, and thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for always being part of this great community. We appreciate every one of you who are taking their time to always stop by to share and watch our amazing video. The white kids refuse to listen to negative narrative about blacks from their parents. Something interesting is happening among younger America. Some white children and teenagers are beginning to question negative stereotype they've heard about black people. Instead of accepting every stereotype as truth, they are asking questions, forming their own opinion, and judging people based on personal experience rather than skin color. Some say their relationship with black classmates and neighbors have shown them something important. People are individual, and no racial group can be fairly described by a single negative stereotype. This does not mean racism has disappeared. Far from it, but challenging stereotype at a younger age can make a difference because children are still developing their understanding of the world. Parents and educators also have an important role to play, teaching history honestly, encouraging friendship across communities, and showing young people how to question stereotypes can help create a more respectful society. The most powerful part of this conversation is simple. A person's character cannot be determined by the color of the skin. When young people learn to judge individuals by their actions rather than racial assumption, everyone benefits. If you enjoyed this comment, like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more discussion about race, culture, history, economy, and social, and anything that has to do with African American diaspora. Tell us in the comment, do you think younger generation are becoming better at challenging racial stereotype at younger age? Do not forget to share this video with like-minded people. Thank you. See you in the next.